to episode 154. Just 4 more shows left in 2025. Gracefully and frankly, I'm Erin Davis.
I'm Lisa Brandt. You do that math, it never even crosses my mind. Wow.
Yeah.
This year. Oh,
Yeah, it's been a lot. And we've got a lot for you here this week. Some laughs, some insights, some things that have been going on, and a little bit of a deeper dive into, of all things, the Miss Universe pageant, which I just want to know, Lisa, how come it's always a country on Earth that wins Miss Universe?
I know. Why in the World Series isn't Argentina involved? I mean, there's so many questions, right?
Yeah, well, certainly Japan was involved this year, but they just happen to all have Dodgers uniforms on. But anyway, that was a highlight of 2025. And I think toward the end of the year, everybody does their lists, but maybe just a few of our highlights, personal and the things that stuck out to us in the year. So maybe we'll get noodling on that. What do you think?
Yeah, good idea. Speaking of noodles, did you have a pool noodle when you were at the pool there in Mexico?
No, you know what? Because it's a community pool, I don't want to be that adult taking her floaty unicorn down the street. I mean, do you wear it around your waist? Do you carry it? And then if I get there and there's a lot of people around the pool, I will shy away. So I just turn around and come home. And that's even sadder when you've got the floaty and you're going back home,
Oh,
So
that's funny.
nah, I've just gone there a few times, hung out, dipped in the pool, and saw a Canadian Olympian in the pool the other day.
Okay, do tell.
Well, he had the 5 rings tattooed on his shoulder, and Rob asked, is that significant? And he said, yeah, he sailed for Canada in the Japan and the Rio Olympics. And so I looked him up when I got home, and he's, of course, the real thing, but he lives down here now. So that was fun. He was there with a baby.
Just some random baby or?
No, it was his, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, or at least he knew enough about him or had come up with a good backstory. So
Good,
I
good,
believed
good,
him.
good.
Yeah.
Yep,
So
yep.
that's about all the people we've met down here, except for people who have come to the house to, just kind of take care of a few things that needed fixing. But I'll tell you, Lisa, our host here, above and beyond in every way. I think I told you she took us grocery shopping, but
Yeah.
then just before she went back to Los Angeles, where she now lives, she grew up here, she brought us these homemade tamales. And I don't know if you've seen those. We had only seen them at Pollo Loco in California when we used to go there, but they're wrapped in a corn husk, and I didn't even know what was inside. It could have been like a piñata for all I knew, and you just kind of hit it with a fork.
But isn't everything with Mexican food tortillas, cheese, meat, tomatoes, like they just serve it in different ways? Or, that's kind of the joke, right? It's like they've got 5 ingredients, but they mix them up and put them different ways. You can have a quesadilla, you can have anyway. So tell me about the tamales.
A fajita, a burrito. No, tamales are actually, you take the corn husk, which they sell here. You don't have to go into a field or anything. And you spread onto it almost like a polenta, kind of a corn mash. And then on that, you lay your chilies or different meats or potatoes, diced potatoes, or cheese. Definitely there's a stick of cheese in there. And then they roll it up and they stand it up in a steamer pan, steam it for about an hour and a half. And then when it's done, you unroll the corn husk and you have this neat little roll up. And they were delicious.
You ate something with corn and potatoes?
I did. It's not keto, but oh my God, you only live once.
Of course. I'm glad to hear it.
Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. And you can bet that there are other cultures that have their own version of this, just like we all have a dumpling of some kind, right? But it was delicious. And it's more of a Christmas and holiday kind of a tradition here. And people eat them Christmas morning, or it's so nice. And knowing the tradition and knowing that Irma made them herself, it just, it was wonderful.
Wow, sounds delicious.
Yeah, I'm salivating just talking about it. What have you had lately?
Well, I'm just really grateful that you get rid of the corn husk because I was thinking, how do you make that edible? But anyway.
Well, you know me, I would try. Oh, good. Fiber. Yeah.
I think gave myself just a touch of food poisoning.
Oh, do tell. How'd you do that?
Well, I don't know if it's actually food poisoning. I might be overstating it, but I used some old sesame oil.
Oh,
It probably was rancid, and it was in the back of my cupboard forever. I'm guilty sometimes of these staples that you buy and just having it forever until you're done with it, right?
yep.
I hadn't used this stuff in a while, and so I had it I cooked dinner with it, and then I put some leftovers away, and I didn't feel great after dinner, but what did I do? I ate it again the next night, so
Oh, just to be sure.
yeah, so I'm staying away from that for now. So I haven't eaten anything much that isn't really bland and just boring for the last little while.
Well, we'll make lots of salads here, but the restaurants are wonderful too. In case you've missed the last few episodes, I'm in Nueva Vallarta, which is outside of Puerto Vallarta, which is quite well known on the west side of Mexico. And I'm down here for 4 months. Rob flying back to Canada today as we speak, and he'll be back down on Christmas Day. So my sister arrived this week from nearby. She lives a 4-hour drive from here. And yeah, we'll keep you posted as we go on. But I don't want to make this all about Mexico. Of course, Canada is in the throes now of the pre-holiday rush. Like a month today, it'll all be over. Have you got your tree up?
Yes, I put my tree up on the weekend and decorations, and it just looks so festive. I love it. I love lighting up the tree.
And how big is it?
I think it's about 6 feet, but it's thin because I got a condo size one, so it wasn't massive, and so it looks really packed with decorations. And I don't know, I just like it. We've never gone for a real tree. At least we haven't in at least a decade. This one
Yeah.
works.
The fun part, well, the touching part, it wasn't fun for us in the last 10 years. So we've stopped, and this year, no tree, no nothing, because there's no kids around and nobody we have to celebrate for or want to celebrate for. But the fun part would be the memories that come with just unpacking every single ornament.
Yeah. Yeah, and there are some my mom gave me over the years, and I don't have her ornaments. When my mom passed away, I gave all the Christmas stuff to my ex-sister-in-law, Janet, who is very close to my mom and a big Christmas fan. So she's got all the old ornaments, including the stuff that Kevin and Lisa made when they were little kids and all that kind of stuff. So,
Oh,
yeah.
that's great. That's great.
Mom kept everything.
Oh, that can be a blessing and a curse, especially when you're trying to clear things out, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Ugh. All of our stuff went to the thrift store in Sydney, like all of it.
Mhm.
But speaking of thrift store, my hairdresser told me about a friend of hers. You're going to love this hack. For somebody who lives in a condo or just doesn't have any storage and stuff, this is the perfect Christmas hack. Okay, listen to this. You go to the thrift store, you buy a tree, you get the decorations, you take them all home, you decorate them. When the holidays are over, you take them all back to the thrift store and they resell it.
Nice idea. Oh, that's a very nice idea. Then you don't have to worry about keeping it somewhere.
Yeah, and the money goes to the thrift store,
Sure.
presumably at least once or twice. It's kind of upcycling at its best. I just love it. I thought that, oh, you know what? That is a great idea. And we have a thrift store in our little tiny town of Sydney, BC, that's all Christmas. I mean, in
Yeah.
fact, we can go by the window and see so much of our stuff in the window. It's just like visiting our own lives.
And you can have a new tree every year, right? You could get a different one every year. I like that idea.
I do too. I think it's pretty neat. Anyway, we're far enough out from Christmas that if you decide you want to do that, go ahead, go to the thrift store.
You know what's funny? This is going to tie hearing to pillows. And I bet you're wondering how. But
Yeah.
I was thinking about this today because I'm trying out a new set of hearing aids to see if I want to buy. Try before you buy. And they're very sibilant. But the one thing that I missed with my older pair, one of the first things you lose when your hearing starts to go is consonants.
Yes.
And I wonder, and I want to make sure that when we say NV pillow, you're very good about this, but I forget sometimes that it's ENV as in Victor why. And we want to make sure that that gets through to everybody because around our age, some people are starting to lose a little high end of the hearing. So that's one of the things I was thinking about today. This is where my mind goes. It should be on sugar plum fairies and buying gifts, I guess. But anyway, Envy Pillow is covering tariffs for their U.S. customers, which is just an
Wow.
awesome, wonderful thing they're doing. They have so many people who buy from the U.S., but of course they have a gazillion people who buy their products from Canada, including their gorgeous sheets. And the fact that they are Canadian and you can buy something that's going to last, that's going to be sustainable, that's made with ethics, made by two nurses from Canada, is really something joyous for the holiday season. And we would really appreciate if you supported them this year. We both use their pillows. We both have their sheets, the washcloths.
Yes.
Just about everything I can get my hands on from Envy Pillow.
Envy, ENVY, because there are other pillow companies that have a similar sounding name. ENVYpillow.com. Use the code GF for 10% off. You'll get 15% off the sheet sets from now until Christmas. And yeah, they're having a Black Friday sale because they do have American customers and they're doing everything they can to just keep going strong. Elbows up, support Envy Pillow. Thank you.
What are you watching these days? Do you have good Wi-Fi and Netflix and all that stuff in Mexico?
Oh, gosh, yeah. We've got our own accounts and that sort of thing that we've brought with us. I'm a little worried about you watching TV with me because the house is very tiled and echoey. So you're going to have a little bit of trouble hearing. But what I had trouble hearing in some of the shows that I've watched, Lisa, I've been watching some period pieces, like the story of President James Garfield and his short presidency and assassination, and it's called Death by Lightning. There's that one, which is exceptional. It's
Oh,
got
wow.
Michael Shannon as the president, Matthew McFadden from Succession, Nick Offerman, who I think of in
Oh.
comic roles, but he is a drunken lout and he's fantastic. Even Bradley Whitford's in it. But the thing is, the amount of swearing in this show, and I don't care about swearing. You and I both know we are completely fluent in everything.
What the F you talking about?
Exactly. The amount of swearing in that show and another period piece we've been watching called Guinness, which is about the Guinness family in the 1800s. Just, it's like Rob said, no, that can't be. And he thought that, we or the 20th century had invented the F word. But I said, no, it's been around since the 1400s. But it's just, I don't know. Do they do it so that we will go, oh, yeah, this is cool. We're going to watch this. It's not PBS. Or do they do it because it was actually so much a part of the lexicon?
This is what I wondered when we watched a bit of Boardwalk Empire. And for some reason, we fell off the Boardwalk Empire train. I don't know why. But I remember thinking, really? Really? Somehow, I guess maybe we always watched sanitized westerns and stuff when we were kids and those movies in the studio system, they would rather murder somebody than have them swear. And everything seemed so clean and tipping their hats to the ladies and all that stuff. Maybe it was just a societal thing. Maybe, I don't know. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the ladies, especially in Death by Lightning, in Washington and stuff, dropping the F-bomb, it's just, it takes you out of the story, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Not because it's like, oh, why do they have to swear? It's just one of those glaring anachronisms that you hear. And those always jump out at me as like, no, come on now. That just started in the last 30 years in our society. But I guess it's poetic license. I don't know, like the Guinness story. It is so far from actual events in so many ways, but it's good, Lisa. Set in Ireland and from the creator of a show you loved called Peaky Blinders.
Right. Oh, and Bradley Whitford, of course, in The Diplomat. Have you watched also season 3?
Oh my God, I miss The Diplomat. I miss it. Do you ever watch a show and it's over and you go, oh, I'm not ready for it to be over, and you think about it for the next couple of days and wonder how everybody's doing? Yeah, that's me.
Exactly. My notes, when you mentioned The Diplomat in our show notes, I wrote too short and highlighted it in yellow because 8 episodes just isn't enough. I want more. I want to know what's going to happen next. Okay, yeah, it's an expensive show to make and everything, but I don't care. Netflix is rolling in money. Prime is rolling in money. They can all do these things.
I know, but this has been the British model for years and years and years, right? Do these
Yeah.
big series and then it's over. But we were spoiled growing up. Sure, we had commercials, and now, oh my God, our grandkids, if they see an ad on YouTube, they're outraged. But we grew up with, a 26 episode season of, say, Friends
Hmm.
or whatever, or more. And yeah, they had commercials. They were 24 minutes long. But yeah, it's just too dang short. And I guess there are a lot of shows to choose from, but the good ones are just too short. That's a sign that you absolutely love it. Kind of like a
Yeah.
standing ovation.
I just find that everybody's getting a standing ovation lately, and it's not always warranted. It used to be for the most exceptional performances.
Yeah, it feels perfunctory now. In fact, there was a really good think piece on it in the Toronto Star on the weekend. Joshua Chong wrote about exactly that. And it's like if everybody gets a ribbon, is there really a point in it? Of course, if you're talking about kids and they all tried, that's fantastic. But standing ovations for absolutely everything. And
Hmm.
now it's just a matter of, okay, you've been sitting for 2.5, 3 hours, usually in small seats, looking at you, Royal Alex, and you have to stand. People are grateful for a chance to stand up. Some of them are heading for the door already. And it's like, yeah, the people on the stage, we can see you when you're heading for the exit. But then again, Toronto traffic, no judgment. It just seems really perfunctory. So the question then, Lisa, is what do we do to show that you were exceptional?
Right. If a standing ovation doesn't have the meaning it used to have, what would? The only thing I can think of is a vuvuzela.
The vuvuzela. Oh
We've
my
all got to carry vuvuzelas
God.
now and let them. No, seriously, I really don't know. The writer suggested whistling, and I beg you to not, not do whistling. I can't stand it.
But you mean like through your fingers whistling? That kind of whistling?
Any kind of whistling. I can't whistle. I don't like whistling. I'm not a fan of whistling. I don't know why. There's some of us that whistling really annoys, and I'm one of them.
Is it just because you can't, Lisa?
It might be.
I think we need to look into that. We'll table that for next year on our therapy couch. How's that sound?
The, the only way I can whistle is if I bring a blade of grass and put it between my thumbs, and I don't always think of that before I go in the theater. But what would you say? What could we do instead of just clapping and standing?
I have no idea. I really don't.
Yeah.
And I
Me-
don't think that you can put that back into the toothpaste tube because now the cast is going to go, oh, wow, we must have been so awful. If people don't
Right.
automatically jump or begrudgingly get out of their seats to do that. I did that, I think, in the theater for Wicked last year. Some of us did that and I joined, but of course we'd been sitting for a long time too, so I don't know.
But you also loved it, right?
I did.
See, and that's the difference, right? That's the difference. We saw a play at our wonderful Port Stanley Theater here a few seasons ago. It was not very good. And it happens sometimes. And some people got up and started clapping. They were standing and trying to prompt a standing ovation. So, of course, we all stand up because you don't want to be the jerk sitting there going, no, you suck. So I said to Derek later, I'll bet you anything it was family.
Right. Of course.
And good for them. You're supporting their whatever. And yeah, I don't know what we do above that unless we start throwing candy or, you know,
Go
here,
back.
have some M&Ms. You were wonderful.
Yeah, that's right. Well, if getting out of that seat, whether it's in your living room or at your dining room table or in a theater, causes you any kind of pain at all and you groan a little bit, that's the sound of your knees being in pain. And I want to make you a promise that if you try Sierra Sil and it doesn't work for you in the first 14 days, that's all, just taking it as it's directed, away from food with plenty of water, you will get your money back. And Sierra Sil, you have until December 1st to take advantage of their buy two, get one free offer for these all mineral capsules. Put 3 things in your cart. The lowest one is priced for free. That's a conversion even I can do. And you know my peso math. You can find details at the website, but the usual GF discount won't apply if you do the 3 things in the cart trick just till December the 1st.
Find out all about it. Check it out yourself at sierrasil.com. Sierra, like the mountains, S as in Sam, IL.com. And yeah, tell them Gracefully and Frankly sent you.
That's how you do it. Thank you. Well, I want to thank you, I'm saying half sarcastically, for making me learn more about the Miss Universe pageant than I ever wanted to learn. But I'm really glad, Lisa, that you brought it to my attention, what was all going on behind the scenes and in front of the camera.
You know, this guy from Thailand was just a bully. I mean, and that's what happens behind the scenes of these pageants. It's one guy or 3 guys and however many women, dozens of women, and they just act like bullies because they're outnumbered and they just have to swing their little dicks around. I don't know. It made me so mad.
Well, no wonder. And skip to the end where Miss Mexico actually won the pageant last Friday night. And honestly, I didn't care. I thought, oh, that's nice. My host country here of Mexico won Miss Universe. But here we go. The backstory, her name is Fatima Bosch. Her full name, Fatima Bosch Fernandez. And she went viral. It was during a live stream that she was singled out in this conference room, this ballroom in a hotel, berated by this guy, Nawat, during the live stream. And then he told her basically that she was a dumbhead. She had not promoted Thailand enough for his liking, and she had the temerity to answer him back. So he calls security. She leaves, and a bunch of other contestants leave with her.
And that was the best part, that they all got up. Unlike a couple of other episodes that happened against women in the past week or two, a lot of these women stood up and said, I am with you. He's got no right to treat you that way.
Well, in fairness, other people on Air Force One, when he said to the reporter, quiet, quiet, piggy, they had no place to go. But yeah.
Well, I guess.
And there was the other reporter that he was just berating in front of the Saudi prince. I get exactly what you mean here.
Okay, you're talking about Trump right now.
Yes,
right?
Yes. Oh, who else? I just figure everybody knows the quiet piggy thing.
Yeah.
So Miss Mexico comes out of that conference room, and of course, there's right away a rush of reporters. Here's what she had to say.
And I think that the world needs to see this because we are empowered women and this is a platform for our voice. No one can shut our voice and no one will do that to me. And I hope that everyone at home, every woman, doesn't matter if you have a big dream, if you have a crown, if that's take away your dignity, you need to go. Thank you.
So she was well within her rights. She's feeling squashed and berated and humiliated by this guy. Of course, he said that he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't say what she said he said. And he has been fired. But here's what he said in his so tearful apology.
I think you must be understand. The pressure is a lot. I am the human. Sometimes I cannot control. I have not intent to harm anyone.
Yeah. Did you catch that there where he said, I couldn't control?
Yeah.
Maybe it was a language barrier, Lisa, and I want to give him... No, I don't. I don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
No.
What he meant to say maybe was I didn't control, but couldn't was the word that he used. But I mean, it's just typical executive behavior, calling her a dumbhead, saying quiet, piggy, that kind of thing. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And he just happened to get called out on it. So good for her. She won in every possible way, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. And there was a lot of reaction because the video of what he had said went viral and people were horrified. I mean, pageants aside, the validity of holding pageants anymore and all that kind of stuff. But to some young women, this is extremely important. It's their way they're going to get maybe out of their country or into a better life or whatever.
Education, everything.
Yes, all those things. So it's really sad that any women are still being treated this way. But good for Miss Mexico. And
Yeah.
how perfect that she won.
It really, truly is. I really should have thought of this while you were talking about inflicting sesame oil on yourself. By the way, I keep mine in the fridge. I don't know if that helps it last longer, but you know me. expiration dates, so don't take any advice from me except that I do keep mine in the fridge. But we got a call from Tanya about something you were talking about a few weeks ago.
Oh, yes. And boy, I thought maybe I kept kind of hoping it was going to go away. This oversensitivity to garlic. And apparently I'm not alone.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Aaron. It's Tanya Patterson from Burlington, Ontario. I love your show and I keep listening to it every week. I wanted to weigh in on a comment that you made, Lisa, about garlic being so overpowering to you taste-wise. And I have the same issue, both with garlic and raw onions. They just completely overpower whatever it is that I'm eating. And they also stay on my breath or in my mouth for a really long time taste-wise. Even overnight, if I'm sleeping, I'll wake up and I'm just always aware of the taste in my mouth. So I do try to avoid them, especially the raw onions. Oddly enough, though, I don't have a lot of willpower, so I will get into the hummus and pesto every once in a while and then just wish I hadn't afterwards, just live with the consequences. So yeah, keep up the good work. We look forward to your podcasts all the time. Thanks. Bye.
Right. Onions, too. Onions have always been a thing for me.
Wow.
But garlic is brand new. And when I shared it to the Gracefully and Frankly Facebook page, so many people said they have the same thing, that it sticks with them and they can't get rid of it. It tastes really strong. It's so strange. And it's disappointing because I really like garlic.
Well, I think we're sticking to salad here, Lisa. I am, the more I think about it.
You don't want a garlic clove walking around you? You're
No,
saying?
I don't, but I do have an onion in the fridge and it'll stay there. Well, it probably actually will stay there until I leave.
Keeping the sesame oil company.
Exactly. By the way, with 1 month left until the holidays, if you want to call and leave your Christmas greeting, New Year's greeting, Hanukkah greetings, whatever you want to say to your fellow GNF listeners, it's just so easy, as it was easy for Tanya there, as you heard. Just go to gracefullyandfrankly.com, and at the bottom right, there's a little microphone. You just press it. You leave your recording, and if you don't like it, you leave another one. We don't care if you leave 5 or 6. We're happy to have you be part of the show, and we would just love you. Wouldn't it be nice to end up the year with our last show in December with people just calling in and saying hi and wishing each other things and telling a story or whatever, Lisa? That'd be neat, huh?
It'd be fantastic what they're looking forward to, all kinds of stuff. Well, anything at all. Maybe a favorite recipe as long as it doesn't have, 36 ingredients and sesame oil. But yeah, that'd be wonderful.
You can also post your recipes to our Gracefully and Frankly page, too. We would love that. But it's all about being connected at this time of year more than any other. And if you're still kind of thinking, oh, I've got my aunt or my sister-in-law or my bestie, and I haven't really gotten them anything because what do they need? Well, what do they want? A Queenager t-shirt, pendants, earrings. Queenager is just the best saying. And let your mom, if you're lucky enough to have her around, or your bestie know that you think she's a Queenager too. You can also find all 3 of Lisa's Felicity and Mitzi trilogy, the books right there, gracefullyandfrankly.com, pendants, earrings, the whole 9. So check it out. All right?
Let's check out one of our favorite moments of the week. This week in Totally Stupid or Twits.
Okay. This could not be a more Canadian twit if we wrapped it up in flannel and put a Molson in its hand. Oh, my goodness. Okay. From the RCMP in Manitoba, a social media post. This is 100% legitimate. Reminder, 911 is only for emergencies. Last night, #RCMPMB, Manitoba, received a 911 call from a man asking where he could rent a Zamboni for an upcoming hockey tournament.
Oh.
It goes on. We understand that in Canada, this could be an emergency to some. However, this is not a valid reason to dial 911. Isn't that great?
Oh, my goodness. It is great as long as he wasn't in the way of a real emergency, but it doesn't sound like he was.
Oh.
What a knob. What a fool.
I know. He's a hoser, eh? A real douche canoe.
Yeah, maybe he meant to dial 211. Isn't that the information one?
I have
Or is it
I
411?
don't know. I don't know. Go back to how many Molsons he'd had. But the guy was going to be having a hockey tournament. So I guess they gave him some slack. I'm sure they gave him a little bit of flack too. But that was just a great post from the RCMP in Manitoba. You see, we can have differences, but at the end of the day, we are all in this together. We are all twits.
We're certainly potential.
So, our last show of November. Next show will be, of course, December, because I too can read a calendar. And we're looking forward to hearing from you. So be sure and call our voicemail line. We would love for you to be part of the show, especially as we get set to wrap up the year. All right. How's that sound as we wrap up the show?
Sounds perfect to me. I hope you enjoy your consistently beautiful weather. And I'm sorry, was that venom? A little bit of venom? I am going to come and enjoy it with you, but it'll be a while.
Yeah. And I want to congratulate you.
On what?
You didn't mention Italy.
Oh, for the love of...
For the love of Guido.
Have a great weekend. Yes.
You too, honey. Bye for now.
Bye.
Arrivederci.